Hi there friends, I'm Milena. I am a Tai Chi teacher and forever a Tai Chi student. I decided that in 2026 I would like to deepen my Tai Chi practice by reading all of the Tai Chi books that I've collected over the years, some of which I have already read, to be fair, others of which have just been waiting for the right moment. I am a firm believer that you don't have to buy books when you're ready for them. You buy books as kind of like a way to see your potential. It's like your potential self, in my opinion. This week, it was this book, Tai Chi Chuan Principles and Practice by C.K.Chu. I also got a reading journal. I read it from December 20th to December 23rd of 2025. It is a book about Tai Chi Chuan history, philosophy, and technique, with a special interest in the push hand aspect. It contains excerpts from the classic Tai Chi literature, like the Tai Chi Chuan treatise, and a Q&A with Chen Wei-ming, a contemporary and student of Yang Cheng-fu, who lived between 1883 and 1935. He was the grandson of Yang Lu Shen, originator of the Yang style Tai Chi Chuan. These are my favorite quotes from the book. You cannot relax your body without relaxing your mind. From one of the treaties, quiet like a mountain, moving like a river. I like that because it reminded me of the Be a Man song from Mulan, which, as you know, is part of my origin story. Nothing worthwhile is accomplished without dedication. When you first start to learn Tai Chi form, the body won't take orders. That is why you should pay attention to the movements. Heart quiet, body light. Qi should be held inside the body. Power, spirit. Would you read this book again? It was interesting, and I'll revisit the classics part and the treaties and the poems, but as Push Hands does not currently interest me, I probably won't read it all the way through again. Unless, I find myself more interested in Push Hands in the future, in which case I probably would read it again. Would you recommend this book? Yes, especially to my students that are interested in the self-defense aspect of Tai Chi. This book actually has a lot of good pictures of certain parries and ways of using, say, snake creeps down in application, so definitely a good read. First impressions I had with this book were that C.K.Chu is very thorough in his research and has a deep knowledge and appreciation for Tai Chi history. Key takeaways. One can always deepen their understanding of Tai Chi Chuan. Daily practice is recommended. Tai Chi is unique for health in a variety of aspects, and push hands in learning the long form is recommended to the advanced students to help them grow even further. Okay, now, so this is the most interesting part that I found. There's a lot of Tai Chi history that I wasn't entirely versed on, and I don't know how accurate this is. And as I go through more books throughout the year and I compare notes, I'm sure we can find out what the commonalities are between different authors and different historians and things like that. According to C.K.Chu, Chang Sanfeng from the Sung dynasty from 1127 to 1279 stands out as a possible source of Tai Chi Chuan. The origin is uncertain because by the time the effectiveness of a new system is recognized, a few generations have gone by, so it's really hard to pinpoint exactly where something originated. And I think that that's totally fair, because it makes sense that if it's skipping generations and you didn't have like a written record and you didn't have obviously the internet at the time, then how could you like point to a specific person and say, oh, this is the source? So I like that he included this caveat. Later on, he says, the Tai Chi, as we know it, came from the Chen family in the Honan province, and it was only taught to immediate family. And this is a big rule, and I knew about this. I tell my students this. This is why Yang style is the most widely known, because the Chen family only taught to direct descendants and direct blood-related family. However, Young Lu Shan, who lived from 1799 to 1872, he was a kung fu master from a peasant family. He was refused lessons when he approached Master Chen in order to learn his Tai Chi style because of that rule. And he then got hired at the Chen residence as a servant. And then he learned the Tai Chi form by spying through a hole on the wall of the courtyard every night. And how great is that? He would just watch. But he was already a kung fu master, so that makes sense that he could pick up something from watching from far away. So he would watch Chen teaching his students every night through a hole in the courtyard wall. And then one day, a Yang and a Chen student had a fight, but Yang won, which then led Master Chen to ask him where he learned the art of fighting. And then Yang, instead of lying, he told him the truth. He said, I was watching you teach through a hole in the wall. And Master Chen, to his credit, thought that that was really impressive and then decided to take him in as a student, which that was awesome. I think that that's awesome. After Chen taught him, he became his best student, and then he left. And when he left, he took his Yang style of Chen Tai Chi, so his style of Tai Chi, with him back to his village. Eventually, he opened his Tai Chi school in Beijing, and he became the first person to teach Tai Chi publicly to whoever would like to learn, which helped spread the Yang style so that it is the most practiced in the world. And then later, Yang Cheng Fu, who lived from 1883 to 1935. He was the grandson of Yang Lushan. He was forced to learn Tai Chi, and he ran away from home because he didn't like it. Eventually, he came to appreciate it, returned home, and devoted himself to Tai Chi practice. But because he had a gentle disposition and his form was very comfortable and he had a relaxed, expressive style, he traveled China teaching Tai Chi and had thousands of students, being responsible for spreading the fame of the Yang style. Unlike his uncle, who allegedly was more rigid, and he couldn't really keep his students, allegedly, according to this book. And I thought that that's really interesting, and I really enjoy the fact that somebody that had a, as they say, relaxed, expressive style, because of his gentle nature and disposition, was able to reach more people. I just think that that's nice. And yeah. So to finish this segment of Tai Chi books I'm reading, I'm going to read the Song of the 13 Movements. The 13 movements should not be regarded lightly. The order and the idea should come from the waist. Be attentive to the changes, from solid to empty and back again. The qi should circulate freely throughout the whole body without obstruction. When quiet, retain the potential to move. When moving, move quietly. This is because your opponent's moves are unpredictable. He may do anything. Be attentive to each movement. Don't let the mind wander. In this way, you will obtain success without great difficulty. In every movement, pay attention to your waist. The belly should be relaxed and empty. Then the qi will gush. The base of the spine should be straight, so the qi will go all the way to the top of the head. The whole body should be light, with the head as though suspended. Carefully try to analyze your movements. Contracting and extending, opening and closing. All should be done freely, not forced, but on their own. When you begin, you should learn from a teacher. If you train without interruption, you will achieve success. If you ask which movement and which application are the standards, the answer is the mind and the qi come first, the bones and the flesh follow. If you wish to know why you're practicing Tai Chi, the reason is for a prolonged life like an eternal spring. The song has only 24 lines. Each word is very important, and its meaning should be understood with nothing missing. If you don't want to learn from these words, then you are wasting your time, and I feel sorry for you.